Oh, man. Well, that was one tough rep, but I'll tell you what, this guy right here can lift a lot more than what I just tried to do.
All right, so Ledger, how long have you been riding horses for?
Since I was a little kid. So ever since I was about a couple months old, I was on a horse.
How much do you enjoy doing this?
I ride every day, so I love horses.
Yes.
Well, that might be how this day goes, but it's time for the 5th edition of Challenging Charlton. We're out here today in Fort Benton taking on incoming junior Longhorn Isaiah Smith, and we're going to do a little basketball three-point contest.
You're on.
Usually when attending Voyager Stadium, it's to, of course, come see a Great Falls Voyagers baseball game. But if you were to come here on this upcoming Friday night, this field behind me is going to look a little bit different. Before the trophy was presented, and before the buzzer sounded, on Malta's 7th straight Northern B Divisional Championship this past Saturday and a 58-40 win over rival Glasgow, the Emmets were playing with heavy hearts.
She'd be screaming in my face and hugging me and telling me that she loves me and proud of me. I feel like she lifts every single one of us up, even when we're down. Like, we don't stay down, we just get picked back up really easy, so I think that's her doing it.
She, as senior Neva Jacobson explains, was her older sister Jessica Hold, who passed away following a battle with cancer on February 27th at the age of 32. This came just one day prior to Malta's District 2B championship game, also against Glasgow, who the Emmets lost to both times in the regular season. Jacobson said Jessie was by her team's side in that win as well.
That's the reason we won that game. We did it for her, and we played together really well, and we all wanted it so bad.
Jessie's battle had been ongoing for a couple of years. Jacobson said it started as cervical cancer and then later spread to Jessie's liver and kidneys.
A couple weeks ago, it was at stage 4, and like the doctors couldn't really do anything else about it, so they just sent her home, and there was a bunch of my family there that went to see her.
Jacobson said visiting her in Texas, where Jessie was living, meant a lot prior to her passing.
I loved it. It was a perfect time to go and see her and not have to worry about playing basketball, which is unusual for me because I'm always worried about that, but it was just nice to get away and go spend time with her and the rest of my family that I don't normally see that much.
When Jacobson returned for the District 2B tournament, her teammate surprised her with something special.
See, I didn't know anything about that, and neither did my family.
The Emmets have been wearing warm-up teal blue shirts that say Team Jessie on the back. The teal blue is the color of ovarian cancer awareness.
So we wore them for that game, and she did get to watch that game, which was her last game that she got to watch. So I'm very glad that she got to see us in those, and we'll probably continue to wear those shirts and keep representing her and doing it for her.
Malta assistant coach Shane Anderson, a family member, reflected similar thoughts.
That was pretty awesome. That kind of showed the emotion, after the win, and it was all just so real, and very cool moment for the family and for Neva and for the team and for everybody.
Fellow Malta senior Denver Tuss said the team wanted to do what they could to help get Jacobson through this tough time.
We really wanted to come together and support, so we just tried to find different ways to help Neva especially and her family rise through this difficult period. We're still doing anything we can to. She's our teammate and our sister for life.
Jacobson said she looked up to her sister a lot.
I considered her one of my best friends and talked to her about everything. She talked to me about stuff too, so we just had a really close bond.
And since Jessie's passing, she's always been on Jacobson's mind when taking the court, she said.
Before every game, I pray that God keeps us safe and protected throughout the game. So then, recently, I've just been saying, help my sister lift us up and help God lift us up too. So it really helps out, I think.
Malta has since won each game, including the mentioned district and divisional championships against Glasgow, and now looks to carry momentum, a 20-4 record, and an extra teammate in spirit to a potential Class B state title this coming Thursday through Saturday in Bozeman. Will Charlton, MTN Sports.
No shot on the floor. In line.
Lance Olson, also known as Buck, is in his 29th year of officiating, but Tuesday night marked a first in his long tenure.
It's quite a treat. It's something I've looked forward to since they
showed interest in refereeing.
Lance and his sons Tegan and Trenton Olsen officiated in the same crew for the very first time together during Tuesday's CMR boys basketball game. And Lance said that he's still involved in officiating because of his sons.
I'd probably be done a couple years ago if they didn't start reffing, so it's fun to be around them and talk a little basketball with them once in a while.
Tegan and Trenton said they've reffed together before, but this was extra special.
Gonna have to definitely sit down and enjoy the moment when we're out there, kind of take it all in. Who knows how many years we have left to do this with my father, so brother and I will soak it up as much as we can.
A little nerve-wracking, but it'll be fun. Always wanted to get a game where all three of us are reffing, so it'll just be a blast.
Ain't there clean on screen so far? Just watch rebound.
Officiating runs in the Olsen family, as Lance said that his father got him into it originally. Tegan and Trenton explained how influential Lance has been for them.
Words can't even describe it. Growing up around it with him and the brotherhood that I've seen it form has been super special.
Watch him growing up, going to some tournaments, some varsity games, just made me realize how much fun it is and helps you stay in the game of basketball.
They're already better than I ever was at that age, and they're better than I am now.
Officials can't call everything in a game, but all three said there'd be some friendly banter if one of them missed something blatant.
We'd make a face and then kind of at a timeout when we get together at quarter, be like, man, what were you looking at? Like, what's going on over there? What are you doing?
We'll definitely joke about it after, get after each other a little bit.
We'll probably see who gets the biggest boo.
Including the Olsens, the Giant Springs pool is filled with family ties, as 8 officials now have their children involved as well, Lance said.
Anywhere from freshman, high school, junior in high school, just graduating. We are desperately in need of those younger officials. So I think it's really cool that this family at our officials pool sticks out for each other and looks out for each other and, encourages our younger generation to become officials.
There's a first time for everything, even if it took 29 years for it to happen. In Great Falls, Will Charlton, MTN Sports.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, Broden Mullen of the East team is the first ever Montanan to play in the All-American Bowl. He was a top 100 player in the entire country, a 3-star recruit heading off to the University of Arizona. He was playing in the game as a long snapper. He was ranked as the best long snapper in the nation, won some camps on his way to the game, and Broden Mullen made history for the state of Montana. Tom, Greg, back up to you guys.
While Caitlin is no longer a member of the Argo team, her death is obviously hitting close to home for the Argos. MTN's Will Charlton joins us now in the studio with more on the impact she had. Will?
Hearts are heavy right now at UP, Tim. I was able to talk with head women's basketball coach Bill Himmelberg earlier on what Caitlin meant to not only the program, but the university as a whole.
It's been a successful season to this point for the Fairfield Eagles boys team, which has shown dominance against fellow Class B opponents. And while the Eagles were in a similar situation last winter, they seem poised to make it a run for a state championship this time around.
Well, we're in Shelby for the Northern B Divisional, and it's semifinal Thursday. Let's bring in Will Charlton. Will, what do we got coming up tonight?
We got the Fairfield girls taking on Glasgow and the Malta girls taking on Poplar. All the action coming up next in your 10 p.m. Sports.
There have been 124 all-time meetings on the football field between Montana and Montana State, and the 125th is the first time the two meet in the postseason with a spot in the FCS National Championship on the line. MTN's Kyle Hansen has the highlights.
30 high school state basketball games taking place across Montana on this Thursday. And we'll start in the AA with the CMR Rustler boys. Down to MTN's Scott Breen. First time these two meet this season, and this turned into an absolute thriller. Basket's hard to come by early, but Havers' Amaya Jarvis has a three, and then Dylan answers right back thanks to Landry Hartman. This was tied after one and tied in the late stages. Ella Harbor has the board and delivers the putback to retake the lead. But it wouldn't last long. Cassie Keller on the drive and puts home the lay-in. Then with less than 20 seconds left, a scramble leads to a steal for Jarvis. She gets to her spot and takes the lead on the jumper. This proved to be the winner as Haver gets it done.
The Belt Boys are this year's champion of the Northern C. The Huskies secured wins over Sunburst, two-time defending champion Box Elder, and Chester Joplin Inverness in the championship game to punch its ticket to state as a #1 seed.
It feels amazing. You can't really explain this feeling. It's just a good feeling to roll into next week. We just take every game as like it's our last and play our hardest and play as a team.
After the whole season, after everything we've worked for, it feels like a little step in the right direction.
This is a redemption moment for Belt as the Huskies missed out on the divisional last season. Head coach Kyle Paulson said his players ensured from the get-go they wouldn't miss out on it this year.
Last year was a tough year for us. You know, it was disappointing beginning of the year. We were kind of curious to see how they would do as the season progressed, and we just see new stuff out of them all the time. We definitely got things we can still get better at, and I think they know that, and I think that's probably the best part of these guys. They don't feel like they've reached a plateau.
Sophomore Michael Gaylord was an X factor in the divisional as he scored 26 in the first round and followed that up with 15 in the semis.
I feel like as a team, we really gel together, and it just allows us to play so well, and then I feel like we can beat anybody.
Slater Lords, a senior, chipped in nicely with 21 points across the 3 wins. Additionally, the most points Belt allowed was just 32 in the tournament.
We say defense travels, so we just got to play defensively together, and that our defense wins us games. Job's not finished.
The Huskies look to ride this momentum into next Wednesday in the opening round of the Class C state tournament, where Belt takes on West Yellowstone. In Great Falls, Will Charlton, MTN Sports.